Hello everyone, and welcome back to our series where we are the Unholy Horde here in Norland. And in the last episode, we dealt with Mistalk, we burnt them back to the ground finally, and we resettled their city. And now we are working on Gorno here, and we finished burning their villages, and we're going to actually attack Gorno now because this camp of forest bandits that we bribed has finished attacking them and brought them down from, I think it was about 42 or so, to now 29 soldiers. And so we're going to go ahead and burn them to the ground. And I went ahead and I actually turned one of our warriors into a knight so that we don't have to send Letta on this because she is blind and she's essentially useless anyways. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with Sediaman. Or, well, actually, let's go with Serrano first, like we've been doing. And it looks like we only have 2 armors now. But either way, let's go ahead and fill up Sediaman's squad now. And we're probably going to start discontinuing using him as a major commander because he is quite slow now. So we'll probably be using Purina if she can survive this attack. We'll hit save squad there. Let's make sure all these are saved. Perfect. Now it's saying 68%. That's a little worrisome, but I hope we can actually pull this off. But they do have 29 and we have 53, so this may be quite a big loss for us. We'll have to see exactly how it goes. Now, as far as things in our city go, we now have the coal furnace and the workshop being built. We are also building a mill and a couple of rye fields here. We finally unlocked rye fields, so I went ahead, I decided to look and see exactly what the game says, and it says 52 rye can be produced by 3 workers versus 14 carrots. So I do think that the rye, even though we'll have to use the mill to turn it into flour, I think that this will probably end up being better for us. So I went ahead and I switched 2 of our carrot fields to rye fields. Hopefully that works out pretty well. And then we also have the armor forge finally being created. So obviously, I'm actually going to snooze this for now because it's not really important until we have the coal furnace and the workshop going. And then I also built a bunch more warehouses so that we can actually hold all of the stuff that we're going to be producing because we really had too much iron, and we're also going to need the resources slot for coal, and I think maybe tools. I think tools as well. So that's pretty much that for the moment. There's nothing really else new in here. I may place some more roads since we do have some extra money, but for right now it's probably fine. So here we are at Gorno, and as you can see, they are now down to 20 soldiers. I'm not too sure what happened here, but either way, they do still have a strong combat skill. Now they are up to 10 there, so this is probably still going to be pretty difficult, but hopefully a little bit easier. Luckily, we have a very strong mood and things like that. But we'll see exactly how this goes. So we're probably going to do the same thing. I thought that those burns, at least when I tested it originally, when the combat system had changed, there was a lot more deaths from burning when you pass through the walls. Like, your lords would just die right here at the wall. But that hasn't seemed to happen when we've been trying it here, so we're going to give it a shot and just see exactly how that goes. At least if Sediman dies at this point, he is 74 now, so it won't be that detrimental. But, you know, it's not really worth it if we start having lords die from it, is kind of the thing for me. Alright, so let's rush through. Sediman survived. Not too sure. This squad is not doing very well. Yeah, it's pretty much completely wiped out already. Okay, yep. And looks like they're doing pretty well here. Fortunately, there's 2 people left over there. We'll have Sediman go for this tower. Alright. So this actually went pretty well. Serrano's squad is not doing the best. I'll actually just have him go down here now. And Sediman, you too. So yes, it does seem that Serrano got messed up pretty bad. I'm not sure why they're still taking a bunch of damage. It must be burn damage. He's not burnt, but he does have an infected wound, and he's bleeding. Oh no, he is bleeding substantially. Hopefully he doesn't die. There we go. Okay, still alive. Sediman can't move. But it looks like, okay, they all survived. Perfect. We lost 19, so it's going to be a little while before we can rebuild. But otherwise, we did pretty well there. So we're going to go ahead and spawn another lord, go and settle this city, and probably, probably settle, well, we'll have to settle these two as well. And then we'll have to decide who we're going to attack next, if we're going to go for these guys first or these ones. Probably that before we start moving to the west again, though. Okay, so we have finished resettling Gorno, and we are now heading over to these two abandoned cities as well. And I did notice that we got Morona here. I think this was from Gorno, so we're going to go ahead and hire her. She is a Macaw, so we might as well take her, but more importantly than this, we'll send Serrano for that. More importantly, she is actually one of the best managers we have yet had, and she is also a good commander, so she is going to be very useful for us for sure. And then otherwise, let's say, we also have Mernefa here, who we need to give a title or something to. We're going to give her a title, I think. And she is quite smart. She is persuasive, good manners, and not really too useful in combat, but definitely could use her there in a pinch if we needed to. Okay, so that ended up being a little bit of a waste with Morona. She actually hates us so much that she terminated her contract almost immediately after being hired, so she is going to leave. We've also settled these abandoned cities, well, Ugrad at least. We are almost over to this other one with Sekra here, and I wanted to take a look. We are now officially bordered with Reckon here. They have... Oh, nothing really good on their villages. Maybe we'll take the herbs from this one, and maybe the meat, and then Lakria's are already burned. So Lakria has 24 soldiers, and they have a pretty strong camp of forest bandits here. Siva is actually really weak. Okay, that's good. And they have a really weak camp there. Kriege has a camp here. It's pretty strong, but they have a lot of soldiers. That's going to be difficult. And finally, Reckon, a camp of 19. And, oh, okay, only 15 of them. How much was this one again? 10. Okay, so I think we're going to burn these two villages, and then we'll try to take out Reckon, and that should weaken Kriege a little bit, and then we'll probably go for maybe Lakria next, and then Siva, and then Kriege. I think that's kind of the order that I'm looking at here. And we do have a camp in our own area as well, so I think we're going to heal everybody back up. We have 8 that are injured, so we need to get the medical salves for them, and then we will take out this camp, and then we will start taking out Reckon. Okay, so we did manage to actually heal up all of our soldiers, I believe. Unfortunately, Sediaman is about to die now. He just collapsed in the middle of the, well, field, I guess, here. And yep, this is going to be the end for him. So actually, Mernefa is going to be our new queen once he dies. It wouldn't be Serrano, because Serrano is actually Sediaman's grandson, whereas Mernefa is directly his daughter. So we'll be having Mernefa, and that is actually fine by me. She is good at persuasion and basically all those kind of in the city things like intelligence and manners and that sort of thing. So Serrano can keep being basically our lead commander, and we'll just have Mernefa for everything that's going on in the city. So that's actually perfect. But we have these bandits trying to attack us, so we're going to actually take care of them now. Apparently they were bribed, and that's part of why they are so powerful now. But we're going to actually try to bring Noth and Sophia with us, I think. So we'll go ahead and get Serrano here and fill his squad up. Apparently it didn't save this time. And we'll send maybe Letta, I think is probably okay, just for this. And don't bother saving that squad. That's fine. And we'll have them, like I said, join up with Sophia and Noth. That should be enough. It's saying 69%, but I think it'll be fine. And then also, there is now a rebellion brewing here in Lakria, so I'm thinking that we may try to help them out. Or help out this rebellion, rather. And if we do that, we can hopefully take out some of their warriors in the process. Actually, we could help either way. It doesn't really matter, but we can take some money from them, and hopefully they lose some warriors in the actual fight. So we'll go ahead and probably start that after we're done with the bandit camp. So here we are at this bandit camp, and I figure I will bring you guys along for the ride since it is fairly large. We have enough soldiers that I think will be okay. But it is one of the larger ones that we've had to deal with, so we'll go ahead. We're going to actually send... Let's click from the bottom here so we can actually click everybody. We'll send Letta and our 2 reinforcements at the main squad, and we're going to send... Serrano here at this tower just to get rid of it. if you'll listen. Yeah, see, they do that sometimes. They just kind of like freeze in the field and they won't do what was ordered to them, which is always a little bit annoying. Yeah, it looks like they collapsed, which is unsurprising. Let's go ahead and assist them a little bit. Letta took some serious damage, it seems like. Yes, that's not good. Okay, I don't know what's going on here exactly. I guess they have one person that they just surrounded. Alright, and you can just go for this tower. You're not really being very useful here anyway. Alright. So as expected, that did not really cause too much damage to us, but Letta definitely took a little bit. And this guy with the dagger is just kind of standing there. That's fine, honestly. As long as you get out alive. The one dagger warrior there. Okay, so 6 dead, 1 escaped apparently. That's not too good against 1 bandit camp, but we'll take it. We were gonna go and assist the rebellion here in Lacria, but unfortunately it already went through. They did lose a substantial amount of forces, I think, maybe 10 or something like that, but not really enough that we're going to be worrying about them yet. But Silverkeep does have carrots, so I'm thinking that we will go and raid this. I would actually prefer to have only Serrano go just in case, but it should be fine. We'll just send them both. Alright, so they can go and do that, and I think that's going to be it for this episode. So, in the next episode is probably when we will take out Reckon. They are currently dealing with these forest bandits, apparently, that are going to attack their city without even our intervention. But they have some reinforcements from Kriege, which is why it looks like they have a strong army, but we should be able to take them out no problem, and then we will move on to Siva, probably, and Lacria after that. But either way, that is going to be it for this episode. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.